What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Tag Team Racing, and today we've got another video for you guys. So as you guys can see by the title of this video, it's not going to be like the last video that we said it was going to be, like going up to the half-mile event. The new mod, obviously, we're installing a G2 ESS kit on my car today. So that's why we're not going up to the event, because we're going to get it knocked down in a couple hours. So that's what this video is going to be all about. I got the G2 kit off of ESS Tuning. We're going to be running on 93 for a little bit. We've got the booster pump, the Max Vortec booster pump to be specific. We're going to be running on a 120 millimeter pulley. I'd like to run E30 or boosting on that setup. See what we make off that. I'm hoping to be around 650. And then we're going to pulley down later on this year to a 115 pulley. And then you have to run E30 or boosting on that setup all the time. So I plan on running E30 all the time when I get on that setup. But today we're going to be installing my G2 ESS kit. I've been super excited about this, decided to pull the trigger on it finally. Being bolt-on E85 was really fun. I love paying for E85 because it's a lot cheaper. I just got some 93 yesterday, and man, I forgot how bad the gas prices were on 93 right now. So we're going to be switching back to 93, obviously, for a little bit where we run this setup, but very excited to make around that 650 mark. It's going to be a lot of power, so we're going to have to get some seat time, get it dialed in. It's going to be getting tuned by Wingard Performance out of Tennessee, so those guys have been definitely killing the game with the ESSs, nitrous Coyote cars, full bolt-on Coyote cars, so I want to give them a shot and get tuned through them. So we've got the base tune we're going to load up today, and then we're going to do some data logging back and forth with Wingard to get this car dialed in. But super excited to see what this setup can do and get it installed. Going to go over to my buddy Ryan Hickman's place to get this ESS kit installed. He's pretty much a professional ESS installer at this point, as he has one on his car that's pretty fast. So we'll probably film a little bit of his car too. But stay tuned for this video. It's going to be a good one. And let's get this kit installed, YouTube. We'll see you out there. Alright, so we pulled the crash bar off. I'm just going to leave that off. Pulled the PMAS holder intake off. Getting ready to do the injectors. Ryan's over here installing the blow-off valve on the G2 intercooler. We went to 50 millimeter, just the standard one that comes with the kit. Ryan, you said there's no reason really to upgrade that, right? Yeah.
No, everybody wants it to be louder, but truthfully, it's a little louder, but there's no real performance gain.
Right. We got the whole kit lined up here. As you can see here, we're draining the coolant right now, so we can get that off a little bit easier. We got the mass flow air sensor side put on, and we're working on the other side with the filter right now. So then we'll do the injectors and get the rest installed. Thank you, sir. Alright, so we got all the piping on here, thermostat. Problem we ran into here is I've got the 87 millimeter throttle body on here still for when we were running the bolt-on E85 setup. It doesn't fit the piping that ESS gave us. There's actually another pipe you got to buy for GT 350 throttle body. So I'm trying to see if we can get a stock what was it, 85 or 80? Is stock on 85?
I think it's 80.
80 millimeter throttle body, so we can actually get that to fit on there. So next part is getting the filter on and doing a couple other things, injectors, and probably about halfway done with it, so get the rest knocked out and get it fired up. Alright, so we got everything installed. We're getting the tune loaded up here from Wingard Performance, just a base tune, so we can send some data logs by RPM rev, and then we'll send that back to them, and they'll shoot us back some files until we get it all taken care of. So we'll write the vehicle here, get that loaded. We'll load up the tune and do a first startup. So hopefully it starts. running. Alright YouTube, we have officially installed the ESS G2 kit. It's been a couple days since we installed it. On Monday this week we actually went out and did some data logging. So we did a 4K rev, and then we did a 6K 40% throttle pull, and then we did a watt pull up to 7K RPMs. Before we did all that, we did have to install the stock throttle body, and I'll walk through. I explained it a little bit earlier in the video, but I'll walk through that again with you guys, why we had to do that. So we did get the updated tune from WindGuard to install that. So we got that installed, did the data logging. Tuner said it looked good, so we are all good to go. So this week I'm going to try to get out and do some testing, see what it does in different gears. Try to get that all figured out and get some seat time before we go to Muncie, which is going to be this Friday. So we're going to see what this thing can do in the quarter mile. It might be a little bit rough to start because I haven't had any seat time in this car, and I don't think I'll get a ton of seat time before we get down there, but we are going to take it down there and see what we can do in the quarter mile, so we will have a video on that as well. So I'm going to flip the camera, point out a couple things to keep in mind while you're installing the kit and buying it. And then I'll give my honest feedback of it. So flip the camera here and we'll talk about the kit. Alright guys, so here's the G2 kit fully installed on my car. I see the centrifugal supercharger with 120mm pulley running there. So to explain what happened with the throttle body, so we did, as you can see here, we did install the stock throttle body again, which is super easy. Just had to take the plate off of the 87mm and then take that off and then install a new one. So this piping right here, provided by ESS, does not fit an 87mm throttle body, which for those of you that don't know, this is actually the throttle body for the GT350s. Obviously you can install it on these Coyote cars as long as the intake, the cooler intake you're running, or this setup that you're running fits it. So this is meant to fit an 80mm throttle body, which is the stock throttle body. So we had to do some fabrication. I showed you guys in the video. We had to run a sleeve over this to connect it to the 87mm throttle body, which was concerning for me because even driving around, I was worried about it sliding off, because you're putting a pretty flimsy sleeve over this reinforced piping right here. So I was a little worried about that. We didn't do any pulls in it or anything, so it never came off. It ran fine on that setup. So we did, like I said, get that updated tune, install that. Now the cars are running great. So we got the tune all dialed in. So that's something to keep in mind. You can buy the right piping for the GT350, which also fits the Boss 302 intake manifold in case you're running one of those. But it will also fit that GT350 or 87mm 4x4 throttle body. So that's something to keep in mind when you're buying this kit. Honestly, love the kit. The installation, as you guys can see, we didn't record everything. Ryan did most of the work, but I was there just to kind of learn and help him and upload that tune as well. So the installation's honestly not too bad. It's not too difficult at all. We did have to remove the undercarriage plate a couple times, just dropping some nuts and bolts here and there, but other than that, I mean, it took us about 6 hours roughly to install the kit. And that was, you know, us going to get food, you know, stopping to go pick up a couple parts, coolant, stuff like that. So overall installation of the kit, not very hard at all. I love how the kit sounds. That's probably my favorite part about this car, is I love how it sounds. Also, the drivability is another thing that is huge. The boost doesn't kick in until higher RPMs for the centrifugal ESS kit. So the drivability, you really can't even tell it's on there, honestly, other than the noise. The noise is, like I said, one of my favorite parts. I think it sounds great when it's running, especially when it's driving. Using the manual paddle shifters, it sounds great when you're in those higher RPMs, like I said, when the boost kicks in. So drivability, it's great. I love how it feels when I did the watt pull. I mean, it felt great. The car got a little bit sideways, but that's because we did a low pull at a colder temperature outside. So hopefully it heats up here so we can do some really good testing with this car. But overall, highly recommending getting the kit. It's definitely worth the money. Put in perspective, I paid, I think it was around $6K for the kit with pretty fast shipping. That's 2-day shipping because I want to get this thing installed before our streetcar takeover. So really not bad at all. You know, $1,000 for installation, $700 for tuning through Wingard. So really not bad at all for the power band I'm at. I'm assuming I'm around 620, 630 right now. Like I said, if I run E30 or boosting, I can certainly boost the car up, maybe make about 650 to the wheel. So, but we can pulley down, run the 115 pulley, and make another 50 wheels. So it would be right around 700 to the wheel on. But we would have to run E30 and boosting all the time, like I said. So that's probably going to be the next step. I'd like to just get used to this setup first and get used to the supercharger, and then move up from there. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found it informative, what I thought about the ESS kit. Highly recommend it for anyone that's looking to boost their car, really not for an expensive price. It is awesome. So we're going to get plenty of content with this car, plenty of racing, and a bunch of reviews, in-car reviews, stuff like that. So you guys stay tuned for that on the channel. The next video will be us taking this out to the track and seeing what we can do. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time, YouTube.